I'm dreading this. I've procrastinated enough. I can't procrastinate anymore because one area is driving me crazy. This is only part of it. Hi everyone, we're tackling paperwork. I'm going to show you the numerous places in my house that have paperwork, which means that like is not with like, and I need to solve for that. And we are going to implement some techniques from other organizers. I still need to make it easy. I need to declutter, and I need to organize. I'll show you first where all the locations of our paperwork is. We are in my guest bedroom / office closet. And you can see I have my fax machine in the closet, 2-drawer filing cabinet that has quite a bit of paperwork in both that needs to be gone through. Not today. I also have all manuals for things that we have bought, things that help build this house, and ink and computer supplies and tax paperwork in there. But this is a central location for a lot of the paperwork that's more long-term. That's going to be a part B. We're not ready for that today. Welcome to the project. This is what's driving me crazy right now. So in here, I have files, things we need to save for our wildlife exemption, things for our taxes, flex spending account receipts, receipts for more recent purchases. Yes, this is a magazine holder that I thought could be repurposed for a file organizer. It is bulky and chunky, and I don't know that it's suiting my purpose. The other side of this has an atlas map book, some other envelopes with important papers in them, and some empty file folders. Then you have this basket over here that has some paperwork of my father's estate that I'm still going through and dealing with. And the fact that I don't know what else is in here means I have a problem and don't know my inventory. Then on top of that, I have notepads in here, pens, some other paperwork, and the eyeglasses that I decluttered recently came from this drawer, by the way. I'm not done. This is not an office, this is my bedroom, but this is what I'm dealing with. Bottom drawer. Bottom drawer has old iPhones, glasses. Okay. I'll send $10 if you can guess what else is in here. Anyone? I don't know how I'm gonna know if you guessed it before or after you watch. So I guess I can't offer that, but socks, some of my husband's brand new socks that he hasn't worn yet. But the fact of the matter is there's still paperwork in here. I've talked about the snowball effect before. So once I organize this, I think that bottom drawer that has the envelopes, that I will move those to another place. And then what's in that place is gonna have to move again to another place. So I'm going to be dealing with the snowball effect. But again, for this video only, I'm only gonna be focusing here and maybe this other drawer. I'm not gonna touch the office cabinet or the shelves that have paperwork. I will do that in another video. Even though I am dreading this and procrastinating, it's time to tackle it. I wish you were here to help. Okay. A lot of people say to start with the hardest thing first, or the thing you're dreading most first. I don't want to do that. I want to start with an easy win. So this bottom drawer is what I'm going to start with. And because there is some sensitive information in here besides envelopes, I'm going to bring you back in just one moment. 2 iPhones, older iPhones. We'll see about maybe selling those. My brother is really good about doing that. And these socks have not been washed. So I'm going to pull them out, put them in his laundry, and they more than likely will be able to fit in an existing sock drawer that he has. So if that is the case, this bottom drawer would now be empty. I'm going to show you what I pulled out of this drawer. So I have bank deposit slips, envelopes, 3 pairs of his glasses, some checks, stamps, this that can be thrown away because we don't have a CD in our computer, a Christmas card, and some papers that need to be shredded. And that was primarily in here. And then these are the socks that will be put into the wash. For those envelopes, stamps, deposit slips, I think I'm going to put them where we have a little buffet chest that has a drawer to it. But the snowball effect of that is that what's in that drawer are a bunch of candles that I will then move into a guest bedroom drawer, and that's where our candle inventory can stay. And it happens to be empty from a previous declutter and reorganization I did of that guest bedroom. So I'll link that below. It'll be in my playlist in case you're interested. So let's talk about this up here. This is a sweet little gift I just got in memory of my dad. I'm just sharing this on, this organization is about doing it through life and loss. And for me, it's the loss of my dad. And this is just the sweetest. I've never seen anything like it. But in this envelope are cards that you can write your memory or thoughts on. And they have little seeds embedded in them. And so you can plant them and little flowers will come up. So I think that is just the sweetest. It comes with some instruction notes. I can put the links down below as well. It's just the sweetest gift I have seen, and it made me cry. So I moved my computer underneath this basket, but on top of this basket, this is a notepad. And right now what I have in here are some things for my father's estate. And this whole envelope has to deal with my father and his estate. So the drawer that I just emptied, I think I'm gonna relocate them there. I won't forget about them, and it is a temporary holding area because I'm not gonna have to have this forever. So I think that will get that off of here and then also keep them secure. I am not a fan of the basket because things just get piled and you no longer know what's in it. Unlike standing filing folders, it's easier to visibly see those. So I've got to dig through here and see what's in here and what I'm gonna do with it. So I moved so I can have a flat surface, and I just changed positions, hoping the lighting would be better, and it's not. Obviously, I'm gonna need to get a lighting if I'm gonna do this much more, so I apologize for the shadows. I've tried it numerous ways, and I can't get it to look any better. But don't look at me, look at the paperwork. I was going to mention that a couple of the techniques that we were going to implement is from Dawn, the Minimal Mom. She's on YouTube. She does a file folder for what she calls Time Will Tell, and also another one for action. So the Time Will Tell could be things for like a magazine. Did I like something in it? Might I order something in it? If I put it in a Time Will Tell file folder and I'm diligent about checking that file folder maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, then I can decide, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to throw it away. The action folder would be for things that require action, whether that is going online and paying a bill or For me, I think about it too as when you deposit a check through your bank app, they ask you to hold on to that check until it clears. And so I end up putting that in kind of like an action, because if it didn't go through, I need to have that physical check. Once I know it did go through, I can take it out and shred it. And so that is the action that I would take. I know I'm not going to order anything for this, so it's going to go in my trash box over there. 2024 taxes. And I know I have some paperwork in my magazine rack over there that will go in here. So I'm going to leave this out. And this should be my 2024 flex spending account. I'm going to take my glasses off for a hot minute. There's a hodgepodge of things in here. I can't see you as long as you can see me. That's good. Memorial programs for 2 of the funerals that we went to. That could go in a memorabilia box. This is my dad's handwriting. He used to be a song leader. This is sorry, I just needed a minute to collect myself. So I have some paperwork there. This should be in an action folder because it's saying that our information was breached. So put on these glasses, I gotta see. It's where they monitor your credit for free and action that needs to be taken. The sad part is several different companies, like 3 or 4 different companies that did it. An action pile right there. This is something I need to follow up with my mother-in-law, so that'll go in the action pile. So I like this picture that I just bought, trying to get rid of plastic. So I think this would go in a time will tell bin, because I would just want to make sure that it withstands at least 30 days and doesn't crack or break or have issues before I throw something like this away. So this would be a time would tell. A plug for another company, digmypics.com. I use this to send my dad's photos and my mom's photos off for them to digitize them, because I had so many and they were all different sizes and it wasn't something I had the time to do. They were having a Black Friday sale. So if you need their services, they do slides, they do photos, they do videos, all different kinds. But I do recommend them. They did a great job. Very happy with the options that they offer and happy with the results. I bought a little pizza cart for my nieces and nephews to play with when they're here. Amazon had a sale. I'll put a link to it in the comments because it is precious. But this again is another purchase that I just want to make sure is not going to break. It didn't. They tried it this past weekend. There were 4 of them and they all loved it. So I'm just going to hang on to that for maybe 30 days. The tea kettle I just got because my other one rusted out. So I'm going to hold on to that for 30 days. A sweet, beautiful little card from very supportive friends of ours. But as nice and sweet as this is, I don't need to keep it. But I will tell you one thing that I have done is, because there's nothing on this side, you can actually cut it, and then you can use this card as like a gift bag card label to put to and from. So I will do that because it's kind of type of recycling. And if you've never tried that, I suggest you do. Lottery. Another cord. But this one is one that we travel with, so I'm not going to put it with my other cords that I just organized in another video. I am going to keep this by my bedside table drawer. I think I can go into my office. They're to help wrangle cords. I just need to figure out where I need to use the others. See what a hodgepodge of stuff this is? Life Beyond Loss. The hospice worker signed it. How nice. I'm reading some things on grief, so I'm going to put it by my bedside. I didn't know this was going to be an emotional paper declutter, I need to get myself together. All right, and a calendar that we are not using, so I'm going to put this in a donation box that I have in that corner over there. We have an empty basket. I actually keep empty baskets in my guest room closet because if I don't find a need for it, then I use them as gifts where I put in canned goods or other gifts and make this my gift carrier. So I'm going to show you some file folders that I bought from Amazon. They just are the prettiest. And so I'm going to go ahead and set some up for my Time Will Tell and my action folder and my 2025 flex spending account and 2025 taxes folder, because those are consistently what I use. So I'm going to get those set up and ready to go before we tackle that magazine holder that has all of that other stuff in it. Action, Time Will Tell, check me out, taxes 2025, and flex spending account 2025. And they're so pretty. So we are going to put these out because we're going to add to them, I'm sure. So my magazine rack that I showed you at the beginning as to what we were going to tackle, I pulled the back side out first. Why? Because I'm procrastinating on the front side, which I know is going to take me longer. I know some people don't say to do that, but I'm doing that. So this is an old calendar. This is for a meeting that we're going to have with our financial advisor. Really an action, but it's going to be too big to go in it. So I'll just put it right by it. This is boat paperwork that we're trying to get licensed. I bought my uncle's used boat from his family after he passed, and I was hoping to take my dad fishing on it, but we never got that far. But I'm grateful to have my uncle's boat because he was very dear to me. See, organizing in life and loss. And so this is going to require action once my aunt sends me back some paperwork that we need. So I'm going to put it under there. We have one of these, I think, already. This may be an older one where it is, which is in the bookcases on either side of our television. And that's where we have our travel books. If it's old, then it can go to recycling. And then I found these, which are backup drives. I'm going to have to check them, and I may need to wipe them. That's kind of a to-do pile. Now you can kind of see why we procrastinate on some of this. It's stuff that we just haven't been able to get to. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to it anytime soon. It's not my highest priority. But in the meantime, that clutter and that junk is stressing me. So maybe this weekend I can dedicate to checking that out. Now I'm to the front of the magazine organizer, which used to be my dad's, by the way. So let's start with the things that I have at the back, because I know these papers are for taxes, flex spending account. So I'm going to put those away. In that pile, a card from Dad. Sentimental things. A few things that can be shredded. They're receipts. So to me, that's another question on the Time Will Tell. I don't know that every receipt, like grocery receipts and things like that, need to be kept, or things you know you're not going to return. But if they are higher dollar or electronic type of receipts that you want to keep, I do have a receipts folder that I maintain for those, and I will continue to do that. I have a banking folder, and a lot of that can get shredded. I only have one that I am waiting on transferring some money, so I will put that in the tax folder, because once I deal with my taxes, I can shred it then if I no longer need it. That's my logic. Wildlife exemption. I have receipts from 2021 to 2023 that we used for our last wildlife exemption. We have to do it every 3 years. A new folder that I've labeled 2024. It should be through 2027. And I've already put receipts in there for that. And it just fell on the floor. The joys of paper declutter. The folders I have still to go through are called house, receipts in general, insurance. My husband has one, I have one, and then vehicles. Now, historically, house, insurance, and vehicles went in the 2-drawer filing cabinet. So I'm gonna look through here, and if I think they'll go there, then that's where they'll be transitioned to. But I wanna get rid of and shred anything that's in there, so I just touch it once and don't have to touch it again. All right, I added more to the shred pile, and I'm going to relocate some of that, like the insurance and receipts, to the 2-file drawer cabinet. What I have left now is, for myself, a folder that is for medical. I had my neck surgery last year, so I kept this readily available. I can go through it, see what can be shredded, and then put it in the long term if I think I still need it, which I may, especially for a flex spending account and to ensure no new claims pop up. And my husband has this folder. I may need him to go through it and decide what to keep or not keep. And I've been at this for an hour and a half. This is why I was procrastinating. I'm done. It's not what I expected it to be, but here is my new little file folder. Action, time will tell, taxes 2025, flex spending account, wildlife exemption, and garden. I might need to put another folder there in for my husband because he tends to collect things and this can corral them. But I got this little folder holder. It's got even little wheels from our local grocery store, believe it or not. And it was $8. And then I got the file folders from Amazon, which are super pretty and make it look a lot nicer. This green folder is only in here until our appointment in February, and then it will come out. But this, compared to that big, heavy magazine holder, is going to lighten my visual load that I see there, and the stressor will be gone. So let me show you what else I have that is a result of this and what I thought might change that didn't change. This is what I have. This is an extra with extra folders that will go into the office. This is my relocate pile. And then this is my trash pile in this box. Now let's swing around. And the drawer I thought was going to be empty has my father's items in there, along with the 2024 taxes and flex spending account, because it's a temporary holding place, and our legal packet that again is a temporary holding place. So that will stay as is. I originally said I was going to move the envelopes and stamps and everything that were in that bottom drawer into a drawer in the living room that had the candles in it, but I don't see a need for that. I'm going to try them here. My husband can get to them easily. I can get to them easily, and it's not really doing any harm. So for right now, we will leave those here. And I'm hoping that this will go away. So this is where I'm a reeling, and perfection does not need to get in the way of good enough. So what was going through my mind is, oh, let me move that bottom left drawer to the bottom right drawer. That way the like and like are closer together. But why do I need to do that? I don't. It's okay right now the way it is. I don't need to obsess over it. And I think it's just another symptom of still needing to cope with my emotions at the loss of my father. And I'm okay to stop where I am. I'm going to relocate those things, and then I will call it a night. It's tea time. I was dreading working on the paperwork, dreading the snowball effect that always happens. But I'm always glad at the end that I committed to it, and that stressful feeling is gone. So at the beginning, I said we were going to implement some other organizers' tips, and we did. So time will tell if they work. I will be monitoring, and if they don't work for me, that's okay, because you adapt and you adjust for yourself. But if you don't keep trying to do something different, then you're going to be living with the same old thing over and over. It was not uncommon for me to, in the wintertime, January, February, when weather was terrible, to use that time to shred and attack my paperwork. But at the same time, it usually took me hours to do that. I would like to see if I could prevent doing that through going more paperless and also shredding anything that I have now that I don't need to keep an inventory. But until I can get to everything, small baby steps and small changes may make the difference, at least in my quick zone that I have. So I hope this was helpful to you and for you. I hope you smiled once or twice throughout this video. And I just want to say I appreciate you. The series is Decluttering and Organizing in Life and in Loss. And for those of you that know, my dad, who would call me every day, and he would end his voicemails or his calls with, "Bye for now."